There's so much opportunity in these markets, even with the coronavirus, impacting the whole fucking world. It is just crazy being a day trader at this time, because the ranges are just offering tons of value to the upside, the downside, doesn't matter. Forex market, options, individual equities, traditional stocks. There's just opportunity all over the place, and you literally just can't catch them all. I don't have enough fucking brain power to do it. But we're gonna get into what I was able to catch today, which was Boeing, a little bit of Disney, kind of fucked that up. And so Disney, Boeing, and then I caught Crude Oil, which was the winner of the day. Crude Oil, crazy move today, absolutely crazy. Can't wait to show you. And then a couple Forex trades too. So I actually did catch a lot, but still not everything. But let's get into the charts, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here.
All right, so to start off, we're going to go over the S&P, the overall market, see how that did today. And to start out, I want to bring this up. This is what I posted in the chat room around 8:38 in the morning. ES overnight inventory is long. If price opens up inside yesterday's value, expect some choppy price action. Break and hold yesterday's close at 24.48 would be bearish, and then acceptance above 24.89 is short-term bullish information. All right. Now, where am I getting these levels from? Well, they're coming from the market profile chart. This is how I like to trade, or not how I like to trade. This is how I like to organize information to make trading decisions. All right. So if I look at yesterday's close, this is the level right here, 24.48. All right. So as we got closer to the open, it looked like, we were going to open up inside of value. And then literally 30 minutes before the open, this thing started literally just dropping very, very quick. And actually started peaking below yesterday's close. Okay. So Wednesday's close. Which was that 24.48 level. Now, coming into the open, it popped right back into value. So that was some information right there, right off of the open, saying, hey, this thing just tried to break lower, and now it's right back into value. So we are expecting some choppy moves inside of value, but that was pretty key information right there. What didn't happen right here was this thing did not continue the sell-off. It hopped right back into value. So that's why I was kind of leaning towards the longs early in the morning. I didn't take any on actual ES, but I was leaning towards the longs just back up to yesterday's value area high, 24.89, which is another level I put in the chat room. And that was hit around 24.89 was hit around 10:30 a.m. So an hour into the open, this thing came right back into value and actually retested around 9:50, 10 o'clock ish, right at that 24.48 level, yesterday's close. So the buyers were holding it up at that level today, and that was some crucial information right there. But the rest of the day kind of just pushed all the way up, ran some stops from yesterday's range high. We actually took that out, so those sellers from yesterday were taken out. And then we even tried to push up into Friday last week's value area low, but it kind of just stopped right there. And we'll see what happens in this overnight session. If we get some acceptance above there, 25.17, which kind of just closed right there. Once Globex opens in 8 minutes, we'll see where it's at. But yeah, that higher targets there on the ES is going to be 25.59 if we get some acceptance. We didn't really get that yet towards the end of the session, and then towards early in the session, like 10:30, it tried to peak above there, wasn't able to hold. Sold off quite a bit. But yeah, that's kind of what happened in the ES market, S&P today. Really just rotational kind of behavior, no real trend moves, just literally building value, kind of slightly migrating higher. So we could, it's pretty, I guess it's short-term bullish information that we are migrating value a little bit higher. But we'll see what happens overnight. Some levels to watch is going to be today's value area high, 25.11, And of course, today's close right here at 25.1675. So if we see some acceptance above 25.1675, this will look good for longs tonight up to fill this gap maybe from Tuesday. This Tuesday. This Tuesday's close was 25.60. So that could be a target up there. 25.60 and a quarter tonight for Globex. But yeah, back inside today's value, 25.11, kind of just, might just range out, maybe get another test of 24.72. But yeah, those are some levels in the S&P. Now let's look at some trades that I took. The first trade of the day was on Disney. All right, so Disney, let me pull up Disney right here. This is not Disney, this is Facebook. We'll go to Disney, and we can see on the stock I made some money, but on the options I actually lost money. So I only ended up making like $29 here. I bought the options early in the session, and let's see, I bought the options early in the session right around here, and they were kind of just, it was going slow, so the options premium was kind of just eroding on me, and I was starting to lose money even though it was kind of slowly going up. So I cut out those options, took a small loss on them, and then hopped in the actual stock, took a stock position, 300 shares, and it started pumping up to 97, which was a target, 97 being that pre-market high. So I was literally getting in right here, like 9:50, 10 o'clock. My entry was around 95.60, so right before it broke out. So like this is where I cut off the options right here. Got a little pullback. The premium was getting fucked. And yeah, I would have made money on those options had I held them. So that was kind of the stupid move I was talking about on Disney. But yeah, cut those out, took like $160 loss, and then made it back on the stock when it actually started moving. But that was just a massive mess up on my end. Try to catch Disney. But yeah, didn't really go too good. $29 is what I actually made on Disney today. What else did I do? Boeing was a nice short today. Took that actually later in the day. Eric brought it to my attention. You can follow him on Instagram, Major League Trading. We run the Major League Trading chat room together, me and him. I kind of do more of the Major League Forex, but I still trade a lot of options every day and a lot of individual equities and futures as well. So it's not just like I'm doing the Forex stuff. Trading a lot of other shit too. And Boeing was one of them today. So got into Boeing. We bought some 120 puts today. 120 puts. This thing looked like it was getting ready to flush. I bought these around here, 11-ish, I think. 11-ish. Nah, it was actually a little bit later than 11. But I was in the 120 puts, and we were looking for a flush through these lows of the day. So once we got the flush through the lows of the day, that was the confirmation, like, hey, 120 actually might get hit here. So paid like, let's see, let me pull up these options right here. Paid like $215 for those options. I didn't trade any stock, as you could see. But here's the options. Here's what they looked like on Boeing 120s. And they closed the day around 278. All right, so I was in them at 215. I think I bought 5 of those at 215 and was scaling out around $4 up here. $4, I think 410. I started scaling out, so made 100% on those puts. As price dropped, the premiums started getting more expensive, and 120 was the target. Once it hit 120, it kind of balanced out, so that was the confirmation, hey, this move might be done for the day, time to get out. And that was like a picture perfect exit right there. Very proud of that exit. because literally it just bounced off of that level and didn't go anywhere. Went right back up to like 124. So literally almost back to the entry. So yeah, good job with that one. Made some money there. That was like a $600 trade or something. And then crude oil was the moneymaker of the day. Crude oil. I actually did not catch this whole move. I was in from last night. So last night I got long. I'll show you here on my market profile chart where I was getting long from. But the analysis behind this trade was this 3-day balance. The last 3 days we saw this thing balance out, right? If I merge all these three, we got a level right here above 2067. So crude oil, if we scroll back to the overnight session where I was trading this during Globex, once it started, well, actually all day, it was stuck in that range, build value, and then we had that 3-day structure, right? Had the 3-day structure, and then once it actually closed, pit session closed around 2:30, and coming into like 3 o'clock, this thing started pumping back up, pumping above the 3-day balance. So that was pretty bullish information for me. That pump above 2067, and then 2087. That level was from Wednesday of 318. All right, so that was a level I kept on my charts, 2087, and this is my entry right here. It was a little higher than 2087, around like, what is that, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, maybe even 10 o'clock. I was looking at this last night and took a small position, 2 contracts, got long with a target up into 22. Target up into 22, and that was hit while I was sleeping, actually. So literally just, calculating some risk to reward there, putting on a trade for the overnight session. I had a long bias on this, 22 being, the range high from, what day is this? Friday, 327. So there was a level. There was also another level, 2136, but that was hit pretty early before I got to sleep, so I held it out. But yeah, took the trade off. Actually got hit while I was sleeping, and then coming into the day, I actually had a higher target, 24. This was going to go to 24. I didn't know when, but I took the trade. The trade was actually cut off during the night. And then coming into today, just look at this thing. It ripped up to 2738, which is actually another level on the charts from, where's this level from? What day is that? That is 317, March 17th. Tuesday's close was 2738. So this market is very super mechanical or technical, whatever the word is. Very technical, mechanical market recently, just because the books are so thin. The books are so thin that, this thing is just, the computers are firing away at these exact reference points, and it's fun to watch and even more fun to trade, if you're able to see this kind of stuff. So literally look where that thing stopped, right at fucking Tuesday's close, Tuesday's settlement. 2738. That's where this thing stopped. And the reason this thing spiked so much was, well, if you look back at a couple videos ago, I talked about Saudi Arabia and how they're bullying all the smaller crude oil producers. They're bullying them out of the market. Like literally, they raised their supply into some crazy production supply numbers, and it tanked the price of crude oil. So it tanked the price of crude oil. These small guys aren't able to produce crude oil at these and make money at these low prices. But what I'm trying to say is, what I said in that video was, once Saudi Arabia and Russia come to an agreement, or Saudi, more importantly Saudi, once they come into an agreement and cut the supply, once they cut their supply back to normal, then we're going to see some kind of spike. Now, this spike worries me a bit because it was just based off of Donald Trump's tweet, which was he just tweeted and said, I talked to Saudi, I talked to the prince, and I talked to Russia, and they're expected to cut the supply by 10 million barrels or whatever. So that's literally why this thing spiked up $5 today. Now, that is just a rumor. That is, I mean, it's probably a little more than a rumor, as we can see. But this is what we're looking for, kind of what I was looking for in that previous video. What was that, like a week ago or something? Maybe 2 weeks? I don't know. Check on the YouTube channel. But what we're looking for is exactly that. We want to see Saudi Arabia cut their production, and then we'll see crude oil spike. So we don't know if that's actually going to happen. They're supposed to meet, I think, tomorrow or something. But yeah, if that's actually true and they do cut the supply, we're going to see crude oil back into the 30s easily. Like, this was literally off a tweet and moved $5. Imagine the kind of move it's going to have when this thing is actually confirmed. Once Saudi confirms, they're going to cut the supply back to normal. So that's something to watch out for. Maybe Donald was full of shit. We don't know, but I don't know. They probably will cut the supply, and that will spike the price of crude oil back to normal, or back to where it was before it gapped down $10 when Saudi and Russia had that little mishap. Once they, scrapped it out at the meeting, I guess they were kind of pissed off. Saudi went and did what they did. Prices dropped. Now we might see them go back up. Crazy, just big fucking game they're playing. But that is just a sick move. And seeing these technical reference points, it's just mind-blowing to me too. But yeah, crude oil, I mean, we can't really measure today's value too well. But we can look for, I'd say back above 25.50. We'll probably retest 27.38, maybe fill in some of these single prints up here. If these single prints, if we stop anywhere around here, like if price actually sees some resistance somewhere in these 26 to 27 level, then that could just, that could be a high, and this thing might start balancing out around here again. A little higher than where we were at the last 3 days, all the way down here now. So we'll see if this move holds. I don't have a position on crude at the moment, but that was a great trade. I made a couple grand overnight on literally what looks like a very small move compared to today, but it was actually a pretty decent move overnight. And yeah, that was a good trade right there. Collected about $2,300 on that one. But yeah, that was a little rant on crude oil. I love trading crude oil. Offers a lot of opportunity on a daily basis. It's just, you got to be really picky with the spots and how many re-entries you're taking, because it can get very whippy. All right. But yeah, that's crude oil. Let's see what I could give you for today. We'll look at today's close right there, 25.18. So I'd say back above 25.18. We'll retest 26 and then maybe make our way back up to 27.38. But there's going to be some meeting going on tomorrow or this weekend, so expect this shit to be very, very volatile, okay? Now let's look at the Forex trades of the day. They're already up. Look at that. First trade was on Euro USD. All right, Euro USD was sent out around 8:22 a.m. And during the overnight session, it built a range. So I like to look at the Asia and London range. So if price is caught in that range coming into New York, then we might actually get a move during New York session. That's exactly what happened here today. So this was the range from the overnight. We had a high up here, 109.650. a low 109.085. All right. Now, once price broke below, that's where I hopped in a short. Went with the momentum to the downside, and was able to collect some pips on this one. Euro USD reached our third profit target, which was 855. 855 was right around here. 855 was right around there. And that was a nice, what is that? About 45 pips we collected from our entry at 1.0900. So that was a nice trade there. Obviously scaled out some at 108.900. So first scale out was about 10 pips, and then the next scale out was 108.750. So right there. That's how I like to manage these positions. I put 4 targets, and I'll take off 25% at each target. So that's how I go about trading these Forex trades. Same exact pattern on AUD USD. We had this thing stuck in a range all night. And then coming into New York session, 8 o'clock. Actually a little after 8 o'clock it started breaking out, around like 8:39. So that was our entry right here. 60550. And same thing, scaled some out, 60400, 60300. Oh, that's ugly. And wow, that was just terrible. Let me try that again. 60300, somewhere over there. And then this was the final target down here, 60050. Missed it by, what is that, freaking 1-2 pips. But total collected on AUD USD from the entry to the last exit was about 40 pips there. And yeah, how I manage these, I let the first target get hit and I won't move my stop. Once the second target gets hit, then I'll move my stop to my entry to give it a little room. And then yeah, those trailing stops were hit obviously as price came back up into that second take profit target. Same thing here. This one came down, wicked back up, took us out at the second take profit. If you see this big wick right there, big wick right up into our entry. So yeah, we got hunted on that one, trailed out. But yeah, good moves. We caught a lot of moves. There was a lot of other opportunity on the day. But yeah, I like to, take the trades that I like and go with those. And these were some great trades today. Very happy with the execution, besides Disney. But yeah, that's how the day went. Hope you guys enjoyed this little trade review. I try to do these every single day for you guys, just so you can learn and get behind the scenes how I'm going about trading every day. I think it helps you guys. Let me know in the comments if you learn anything from these videos. If you want me to keep doing them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want into the chat room and you want to take these trades with us, click the link down below. I'll put some links, and you can come join the profits. Come join in on the profits. It's a crazy market right now, and it is very profitable to day trade. I don't care what anyone's telling you. They're telling you to stay out of the market. It's because they might not have experience, or two, they're just losing money and they're scared. But I'm telling you, there's money to be made in these markets, and just every single freaking day, print the money. It's not as easy as it sounds, but we can show you how it's possible. I trade live every day. You could get behind the scenes with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow. You want to get in the chat, like I said, click that link below. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video for me. And I'll keep doing them if you do that. See you guys later. Hope you guys are staying healthy. And take it easy.